good? Okay. Call to order the Vermilion County Council meeting for September. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call. Mr. Costello?
Here.
Mr. Somerville?
Here.
Ms. Brown? Here. Mrs. James, I'm present. Mr. Weir?
Here.
Mr. Bose? And Mr. Brown. Alright. First item we have is approval of minutes. You have your minutes from August. Are there any additions, corrections, or comments regarding the minutes?
Make a motion to approve the minutes. And I'll second that.
I have a motion from Mr. Somerville, a second from Mr. Weir to approve the August 14th, 2023 council minutes. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, state no. Minutes are approved. Our next item is the treasurer's report. She's included the monthly report and the interest report as well. Any comments or questions regarding those? Okay, the next item on our agenda is the additional appropriations from our August meeting. They were sent to the newspaper to be advertised, however, it did not actually hit the newspaper before we voted on them at our August meeting. So we'd like to open up this time if there's any public comment regarding those before we approve them at this meeting. We had additional appropriations of $56,736 from the general fund, $40,000 from the drainage maintenance, $72,000 from the allocation fund 2, $25,000 for the FIFER grant for the health department, and $18,754.26 from the vaccine grant for the health department as well. So those were the additional amounts from August of 23. Is there any concerns in regards to any of those appropriations? Okay. With no comments, I would entertain a motion to approve all additional appropriations from our August 14th, 2023 meeting.
Motion made.
Motion seconded.
I have a motion for Mr. Weir, a second for Mr. Costello. Any further discussion? All right, all those in favor of approving the August 14th, 2023 additional appropriations, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, state no. The additionals are approved. Okay. Next, we do have a few transfer of funds for September. The first one does need to be voted on. It is from the Commissioners Court. They are asking to transfer $5,800 from workman's comp to their building and structure liability to pay the remaining insurance for the year. They've moved from a builder risk policy to a actual policy for the jail. That transfer does need approved. Thank you.
Which page is this on? I haven't found it yet.
It's just, looks like this.
It's right behind, it probably looks like the August
Looks
one.
like that one.
It's right
They all
behind.
look the same.
There it is.
I know, but I'm not
And there's the
finding it.
It kind of blends in with the August
Okay.
appropriation.
Oh, keep going. You're not there yet.
No, I'm looking. It's at the bottom.
Those are all of last, right there.
Okay.
do have a motion from Mr. Somerville to approve the transfer. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion was from Mr. Somerville, a second from Ms. Brown to approve the $5,800 transfer. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed state no. Transfer is approved. And there is one reporting under. Yep. We have two reporting onlys. The first one is $500 from probation department. They're asking to move $500 from criminal records to travel. Any questions on that one? Okay. And the next reporting only is the clerk's office. She's asking to move $3,100 from equipment and maintenance to postage. Any questions on that one? Great. This evening we have two additional appropriation requests. The first one is for $125,000 in capital outlays. This is from the Commissioners Court. They are asking from the general fund for the money in order to finish the courthouse annex. There is a building renovation project sheet behind it. Everyone has the copy with the bids they received. This has been
Make a motion to approve.
on this one. Okay. Let me just second first. We'll do a second first and then that one. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. Alright. With a motion from Mr. Weir and a second from Mr. Somerville, we'll also open up the floor if anyone has any public comment regarding this additional appropriation, since it is a larger one. Is there any comments or concerns with the appropriation? Okay. No further discussion. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, state no. Appropriation is approved. Our second and final additional appropriation this evening is from Economic Development. This is for $400,000 in capital outlays. This is for the short-term loan for the St. Bernice Water Project for their Okra grant. This is the one that they intend to repay once they get all their funding in the spring. So they were here last month, and I believe Maureen's here in case anyone has questions.
It's not the overall, it's the state revolving fund.
Gotcha.
$8 million in grant funding from
That's right.
all the time.
I will correct that on here. So it's the $400,000 for the state revolving fund. And they've received, is it $8 million?
$8 million in grant,
So, yeah, $8 million in grant and $1 million in a low interest loan. In case, it's really hard to hear up here. I want to make sure everybody heard it. No, you're fine. But I just want to make sure everyone could hear. So wonderful news that they're getting that. Is there any questions regarding the process on that? No, it's been at the last meeting and this meeting, but I want to make sure nobody else had questions, concerns. Okay.
This is just a repayment of the exact amount, right?
Yeah. This is so they can get the work done.
Yeah.
So that way they can get the complete
It's not an
funds.
interest loan, it's just a use of funds.
No comments? Okay. Any other questions from the council?
Nope.
All right. Is there a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion.
Okay. Second?
Second.
All right, thanks, Kelly. I have a motion for Mr. Weir, a second for Mr. Somerville for the approval of the $400,000 to capital outlays and economic development. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, state no. Appropriations approved. All right, that is the end of additional appropriations. We do have a few items of old business this evening. We will be conducting our public hearing for there is an application for determination of an economic revitalization area filed by Vermilion Rise Solar LLC for the purpose of a 10-year tax abatement with Oregon Solar. Is there any public comment, concerns, or questions regarding the economic revitalization area or the tax abatement? Yep.
How much would the abatement total?
It's really hard to hear you, I'm sorry.
Yes, how much would the abatement total?
How much would the abatement total?
Yes.
The 10 million?
Over 10 years, you mean?
Yeah.
Jason Sindler is here with us. He's probably got the numbers.
Approximately 20.9 million.
29 million in taxes.
20.9
20.9 in taxes.
over that 10-year period.
So if you don't, if you paid it, you'd be paying it roughly $2 million per year to the county. Right.
Is that completely with the county, or is that the Rise and the county?
That's the rising.
So that's not
How's
total
that
county.
split?
About 60-40, 60% of the rise, 40% of the county.
There's
It
also
would be the county, it would be all the other units. And it's not, if they were to pay an extra $2 million a year in revenue, it's not that the county would see more revenue or the school, it's that their taxes would go down. So they would be paying more taxes than everyone else in the county would be less.
We pay that, yeah.
And in exchange for the abatement, there's also an economic development agreement being worked upon that will compensate the county and the Rise for in exchange of that. So it won't necessarily be a complete loss of that revenue. Some of that revenue will be recouped through the economic development agreement.
And is this abatement tied to one company? So they have to build, I mean, they can't change the corporate setup.
So they could sell the property.
And would the abatement follow?
Yes, so would the economic development agreement and all the other agreements that agree on between the county and the company. They all follow the new order.
Is there a specific plan to build or something like that?
I'm not sure. So the target purchase.
You guys are gonna have to use that microphone, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We, unfortunately, we can't hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one right here? Okay. All right. Ally Trenzo from Oregon Power. So yeah, the anticipated start date for construction is mid-2025, with the facility being online and operational in 2026.
And is the construction going to be on farmland?
So the project is anchored within the Vermilion Rise Mega Park. So there's a mixed use of land uses in there right now. There's a significant portion of that site that is brownfield, if you're familiar with the old area where they used to manufacture TNT.
Sure.
And then just outside the Rise, there's adjacent private land that's also participating. So there's some agricultural farmland there as well. So it's a mix.
And has your company bought the land?
No. The project would be under lease agreements. So the landowners, including Vermilion Rise Mega Park, would receive kind of think of it as annual rent for the project to utilize certain land areas, and then following the end of the project's useful life, it would be decommissioned. So those facilities would be removed. The land remains with the landowners, and they can use it, back into agriculture or however they see fit.
When were landowners made aware of this project?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
When were the landowners made aware of the project?
Are you referring to the participating landowners or neighbors?
The participating
Oh,
landowners?
sure. So we started working with participating landowners, including the Rise, back in 2020, maybe 2019. Yeah, 2019. So, so they've been involved for several years now. But to allude to the other part of this process, the project also received its special exception permit from the BZA and area plan in late 2021. So it went through a public notice process as part of that as well. So there has been community notice around that as well. Any other questions that I can?
I went to the assessor's office because the paper said that the assessor's office had a specific outline and they don't have one. So I was hoping maybe before I leave today I could get a printout of the area that would all be involved, if that's okay.
Would that be the map we have in here?
Yeah, that would be, if you want to, yes, that's exactly what I have.
Yep,
I
you
don't
have
have
it.
a printed copy.
I'll get another one.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And 60% of this is outside the plant, right? 60% of the land being used is outside the plant?
60% of the investments inside the.
I realize that, but the land being used, it's the other way, right? Didn't somebody say that, Joe, or somebody that it was?
No, I wouldn't say that. I think the reason that the ERA area might appear larger outside is because of the project's generation tie-in line. So we have an easement that runs to Duke's existing substation. So that's what's creating that corridor of parcels outside the RISE on the ERA map. But I would say land-wise, no, it's pretty close to 60-40 inside the RISE.
Okay.
Yeah, the map is what confused me when I first.
Yeah, I think we actually had this similar
because
discussion.
But then it's just, there's a substation outside the plant, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Duke Energy's substation that is across Route 63
Park
from
there?
the Mega Park.
Any other questions, concerns? Okay. Well, that will conclude the public hearing on the economic revitalization area for the purpose of the tax abatement. Next, you'll see that we do have the resolution 2023-12. This is the confirmation for the resolution in the designation of the economic revitalization area and the tax abatement. This resolution will need to be voted upon. If you are in agreement to it.
I'll make a motion.
Okay. I have a motion from Mr. Somerville.
I'll second it.
Okay. I have a motion for Mr. Somerville and a second for Mr. Weir to approve resolution number 2023-12. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, state no. Okay. Resolution is approved. Okay. On old business, I do have Commonwealth Engineers with Marine and the St. Bernice Water Project. Is there anything that did you want to speak on that, or is that just from the appropriation?
No, I was here to answer any questions.
Okay.
if you had any.
I just want to make sure there wasn't something else that,
No.
okay. Thank you. The next item we have on our old business is the park board appointment. I don't have anything in the packet for that.
Corey Zumo's the only one that's.
Okay, Corey Zuma is the only one to replace the vacancy there. Is there a motion to appoint Corey?
Zumwalt,
Yep.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, is there a second? Okay, I have a motion from Mr. Weir, a second from Ms. Brown to appoint Corey Zumwalt to the Park Board. All those in favor, please signify by stating aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, state no. Okay, will you let Corey know he is officially appointed? Thank you.
Football game tonight.
He's a football, aw.
Coaching.
All right, new business, it says 2024 budget. We have been working on that. Is there anything else that needs to be, I guess there's not probably much to report yet. So,
Spent 2 days.
yeah. Lots of numbers. Is there any other public comment this evening regarding any issues? Any public comment? None? Okay, well, I would entertain a motion to adjourn unless anybody else has anything up here. No?
Motion made to adjourn.
Motion? Is there a second?
Second.
All right. We will adjourn the meeting, and I thank you, everyone, for attending.